Hi, welcome to another video, and in this video we're looking at the technical drawing, mechanical drawing from paper 2, that is from 2019. Alright, so let's get into things. As you can see, we have our sheet here, so let's move on. So let's make our way to AutoCAD, where I have already copied my part sheet over, and we're going to be running through the instruction before we get into things. Alright, now things are a bit blurry because I got this image from the internet and the scan was not so pretty. Alright, but let's see if we can decipher what is here. Now, this says mechanical engineering drawing. This paper consists of 2 questions divided into 2 sections. Section 1, assembly drawing, and section 2, sketch and design. Answer both questions. Candidate may either use the traditional drawing method, that's pencil, paper, those type of stuff, T-square, or mechanical or computer aided drafting method. That's what we're using. We're using AutoCAD. It says section 1, assembly drawing. Do not spend more than 2 hours on this here. The aim for us is 1 hour 30 minutes. And it says figure 1 on the enclosed sheet shows the first angle orthographic projection detail of the parts that make up a bearing housing assembly. In the assembly, the bearing clamp, which is labeled number 2, is screwed, or is that secured? Secured to the bearing bracket number 1 and held in place by 2 bolts labeled number 5. 2 bushing number 4 are positioned on either ends of the housing assembly. The pin, which is labeled number 3, is fitted into the assembly bearing bracket, which is labeled number 1, and the bearing clamp, which is labeled number 2, and is held in position by bushings, which is labeled number 4. Bushings, I'm assuming that there's 2 of them. Now here are the instructions of the things that you're going to be drawing. It says draw a full size, either in first angle or third angle orthographic projection, the following views in the assembly: a front elevation, show all in detail, a full sectional end elevation on cutting plane ZZ. Then after, you're going to show 6 main dimensions to include a length, a diameter, a radius, and a metric screw thread specification. At the end, you're going to print the title, bearing housing assembly, and the scale used. Our scale is going to be 1:1. Indicate the projection method used by symbol. So we're going to draw the orthographic symbol afterwards. Alright, so let's look at our part sheet. On the day of the exam, you're going to have yours in front of you, but for ease purpose, I'm going to be having mine in front of me on my screen. So I'm going to be using the puzzle method here. And before we get into things, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, so whenever I post these past paper questions, you will have access to them and you'll not miss them. Alright, in preparation for your exam. Alright, so let's get into things. I don't know where to start first, but let's start with the larger piece, which is this portion here. Alright. Alright, so we're going to start with this. Now, we're seeing circles, we're seeing squares, we're seeing rectangles, we're seeing a bunch of stuff. Dimensions also there. Alright, I'm going to start with this circular portion here first. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Looking at it for the dimension, I'm seeing that the outer circle is 35 in radius. Inner circle, I'm not seeing the inner circle radius, but if I'm not seeing it on this, let me look to the plan. It might be 40 for the diameter, so we're going to try that one out. Alright, so let's draw our 2 circles, one for the outer circle, one for the inner circle. So circle, radius going to be equal to 35. Alright, let's draw our other circle. Find the center of this circle. Radius is going to be 20, because if the diameter is 40, radius has to be 20. Alright, once that is done, we can now draw the other portions. So I'm going to draw a line down the center, right down the center of this object here. The length of it is not important at this time, because it is just going to be a reference line for me. Alright, let me add these to my object layer. And my drawing template is already set up. linked in the description below. You may also find the file attached on other past paper questions that I've done similar to this here. All right, so let's continue. Now, as you can see here, ensuring that you can see, there is a horizontal part running along the center, so I'm going to be drawing that line there. That line is going to be right in the center. The length of it is not important at this time, as it's just a reference line for me. I'm going to be offsetting that line down by 30. That's this one here, just like that. And I'm going to be offsetting this vertical line here to my right and to my left by I'm not seeing exactly where, so it is showing me that from the center to the center of this hole here is 90 from center to center, so it means that the center of this circle to here is going to be 45. Now if we look at the plan view, as you can see, from the center to the circle hole here is the 45, so that extra portion there that is sticking over to the side has to be equal to the radius portion here. So if we add 16 to 45, we should get 16 to 45, 50, 60, hold up, let me double check, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61. So that's what we're going to be offsetting. So 61 on either side of this line here. So we're going 61 offset, this to my right and this to my left. Now once that is done, I can fillet the corners. So I'm going to click on fillet. Let me double check to ensure that my radius is at 0. It's at 20 now, so let's enter 0. And then we fillet the corners. So I'm filleting this to this. As you can see, let me zoom in so you can see even better. And this to this. And I'm going to fillet these corners as well. This as well. Alright. As you can see, our object is starting to take shape. What is needed for us to do now is to start cleaning up our drawing. So for example, the circular portion, I'm going to get rid of everything above this line. So I'm trimming away all of this here. I'm also going to be trimming away this portion of the circle, of the line that runs through the circular portion, as you can see here. Inside here you can see a little slit out, a little slot, as you can see. Let me sure that you can see my cursor right here. As you can see, it says that measurements there is 5. Alright, looking to the other drawing to ensure that all measurements are captured. So 5 and 5, so 5 over 5 down. So let's do that. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to offset this horizontal line down by 5, like that. And this drawing here feels as if I've drawn it before. And I'm going to draw a line from here to here, and that's just a reference line. Let me just pull it up a bit so I don't have to be trimming anything. I'm going to offset it by another 5 to my left, like this. Once I've done so, I can deactivate my command, erase that one, and mirror this line to the other side using this center line as my mirror line. This line is going to be our savior here. So let's fillet the corners. So we're filleting this to this, okay, and we're filleting this to this. Alright, now we can clean up our drawing by trimming away stuff that should not be in our drawing. So let's trim away portions of our circle, like here and here. Alright, and we're going to be trimming away this horizontal line at the top right here. Alright, as you can see, only this portion here, this horizontal portion, is remaining that needs cleaning up. Alright, and just like that, we have completed that section. So let's match some properties by selecting our match properties tool, clicking on the line that we want to copy the property from, and clicking on the lines that we want to apply the property to. For example, those right there, those right there. So let's add the hole that is here. That's where the screw is going to be. All right, now how do we know where that is located? As you can see, we're seeing that the dimension says that they're 90 millimeters apart, 90 millimeters apart from the center. So half of that is going to be 45. How are we going to find that out? Why not offset 45 millimeter of this line here on either ends. All right, I'm just going to do one side and then mirror to the other side. Now, how do we know the size of that hole there? All right, we need to look at our drawing. Let's consult our drawing to find out what that is. We're not seeing it here, so let's look over here. We can see an arrow. It says M10. All right, so it means that's an M10 hole. So it means that the diameter is 10, so the radius must be 5. So if we offset 5 on either side of this line here, this will give us the hole. So let's clean up our drawing a bit now by trimming away the portion that should not be here. So for example, here, 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 and here. Now that portion there should be a hidden detail feature, because what, it's a hole that is in the background, and you can see it on our image that that portion there is also hidden. So let's put that in our hidden detail here, right there. Should we get rid of this line now? Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll mirror these two lines to the other side using our center line as our mirror line. No? Excellent. Now let's draw the bottom portion, which is the large portion down here. Now, how are we going to know what we're doing? Now it says that from the top up here all the way down to the base is actually 150. So what am I going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to offset this line here down by 150. So O, enter, 150 is my offset distance. Enter, click on this line, move my cursor in the direction, and then click. All right, I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm also going to be drawing this little thick rib portion here. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to offset from the center to either side by about 6. So 6 and 6 will give me this 12 that is here. So I'm going to go offset, enter, 6, enter, click on this line, move my cursor to the right, click on the center line again, move my cursor to the left, click. All right, once that is done, I now can clean up what does not need to be here. So I'm going to clean up here by simply clicking on this line and then activating my trim command to get rid of this line and this portion here. Now for the base portion here, I'm going to leave that for now, because I'm thinking ahead while I'm looking at the drawing. What am I going to do next? So that's the reason I'm going to leave it for now. All right, the next thing I'm going to be doing is offsetting. What am I going to be offsetting? The center line here. How much am I going to be offsetting it? I want to draw these lines here, these vertical lines to the side here. How am I going to find out the dimensions for that? So I'm going to be looking at my drawing to find out that measurement there. As you can see, it's a bit pale though. The arrows are pointing here and it's going up to the corners. As you can see, so it means that that width is 120 millimeters. Half of 120 is 60. So if we offset 60 from the center, so 60 on my right, 60 on my left. All right, that is pretty much sorted out. Now I'm going to use the fillet command to fillet this to this and this to this, but it must be curving. As you can see, it is curving. Now let's look to find out what's the dimensions for the curve. Now it says that it has a radius of 20. Fortunate for us, fillet has a function that can sort that out for us. So let's activate our fillet command by clicking on it, or activating it by pressing F. Then we're going to click on radius right here. Then we're going to enter the radius of 20. Enter. Now we can easily fillet this line here to this, and this line here to this. That leaves us with the portion that needs to be cleaned up down at the bottom here. So let's trim that away. Trimming away this, we're leaving our center line still. All right, excellent. So now we need to draw the curved portion right here. The curved portion, curve portion, or not curve, but the sloping portion there. Now where does that sloping portion start? The sloping portion starts, as we can see, from the top down to here is 80. So that's where it's going to start. So let's offset again this line here down by a number. The number is going to be 80. All right, let's just extend it over a bit. All right, because this is just a reference line for us for now. Now, how far in does this angled portion here go? So what do we know? We know that from center to center, or from the center here all the way over to the center of this circle here, or this hole here rather, is 45. Then looking at our drawing, hope you can see my cursor. You can see my cursor. You're seeing what is happening. It's lining up there. Alright, and we know that the radius of that is 5. So 5 plus our 45 is going to be equal to 50. So let's offset our little 50 there. I was scanning the drawing while I'm drawing, trying to find out the measurements. So when I'm doing mechanical drawing, or anytime I'm doing any form of drawing, I'm always thinking about what's my next move. What's my next move? Alright, so I know that there's going to be a diagonal line here, or from, is this curving? No, I don't look that way. From here, diagonal line to here. Alright, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm going to be removing those construction lines that I had previously. And I'm going to be cleaning up by either trimming or filleting. The option is yours. Let me change my radius back to 0. You can trim, fillet, extend, whatever method you choose, it will do the job. Alright, and then now I can easily remove these lines here from my drawing. Alright, great. So let's put them on the relevant layer. MA for match properties, enter, click on the line you want to copy the property from, then click on the lines you want to apply the property to. Also this middle web here. Alright, so the only thing is missing from this is the 4 circles. Where are the circles located? The circles are located 20 millimeters from the side inwards, alright, and 20 millimeters from the base upwards. So let's go. So O, enter, 20, enter, click on this, over, click on this, up. Alright, do they join up? I don't know, they look that way. Alright, so I'm going to draw my first circle. Now my first circle, the radius for those circles, for those 4 holes that is, are 16 millimeters in diameter. So it means that the radius is going to be 8. Excellent. Alright, now how am I going to place these? Now the other center of the circle for the one up top here is in line with this portion over here. Alright, which just automatically happen to be everything pretty much lines up there. So here's how here's how I am going to do it. Let me put this on the relevant layer. I'm going to be mirroring things around. So I select my mirror line, the center of this line. Here we go. No, I should be adding my center lines, but I'll add those at the end when I'm putting my dimensions and all that stuff. Then I'm going to mirror those two to my left hand side, like that. No. Once that is done, I can erase these guidelines that I had previously. Alright, and there you go. That's that portion there, done and dusted and completed. Oh, something to note. The hole that is here does not go all the way. Let's see if we have anything that tells us how far in the hole goes. What we can do, if that's 20, yeah, I'm going to offset this line here down by 20. And I believe there is some chamfer to it. I might just leave it for now. I'm going to fillet the corners. Fillet the corners. Alright. I need to leave the chamfer portions for now. Alright, and I'm going to match the properties and then I'll mirror to the other side. Yeah, I'm just going to mirror everything. It just makes sense. Just like that. Alright, great. So once that is done, we can now draw. Let's draw the portion that is going to represent the end sectional view. Now when we're drawing it, we're not going to be drawing these portion that you're seeing here, because why? Our section line runs right through the middle here, right through the middle. So we will not be able to see, what are we not going to be able to see? We're not going to see this edge here. We're not going to see this curvature here. We're just going to see one solid thing running along here. All right, so that's what we're going to be drawing. So in what we're going to be drawing on of this here is the general outline of the object, the general outline and the general outline only. All right, so let's go. Now we don't need to worry about the height and all that stuff. Why? Because we have this to our left hand side, so we can use this as our guide to produce that end view look. So let's go. These lines are random in terms of like how they are. Now the height of the object, I mean going this way, if you can see my cursor, let's look at our drawing, see if we can find that one out. I'm not seeing that. No. Oh, I'm seeing something here. Not seeing that. I didn't see this 18 here, no? For the old. So I'm trying to find out the height of this here, or the length or the width. Alright, let me look. Alright, so I'm not seeing the measurement. I'm going to leave it for now. Hopefully I'll discover it. Somebody might have seen it and say, sir, oh, you don't see that. Anyways, alright, so let's see if we can draw this portion here, if we can see my cursor. So let's go with that. Alright, so I see where I can cheat it a bit, so let me grab onto this circle here and this one. Yeah, as well as this. Oh yeah, most of this. Alright, nice, most of this. Alright, cool. And I'm going to mirror it up. I love drawing symmetrical objects. Alright, so I have that there. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to be offsetting up the bottom line here, up 20 millimeters. So O, enter 20. So I'm going to offset it up like that and like that. I can fillet the corners, or you can trim. The option is yours. Trim might have been the better option. Good, but to each his own. Then what else? We need the little I don't even know what to call this. Just a little reveal portion here. The 5. Alright, so I'm going to offset those lines down by 5. Offset 5. Alright, like that. And draw a line down like this. Alright, it's 5 as well to my right, I believe. Alright, so cool. So now I can do some magic stuff. So I'll fillet that to that, and I'll fillet this to this, and fillet this to this. Then I'll just simply mirror this to the other side using, yeah, that. No, and then I continue my rampage here with my filleting. Did I activate fillet? Alright, cool. Now let's do some matching of properties. So all of this here now be on that layer. So there you go. That portion there is done and dusted. Alright. So we have completed most of the front view. The only thing that is missing for us to do now is to draw the bushing, which is when we're looking at it from this view, it's going to be represented as circle, as well as the pin as well, and add the nuts to the drawing as Well, so the first thing I'm going to be doing, I think maybe we can start our little assembly here, maybe. All right, so I'm going to erase this, what I've just added here. I believe I'm finished with this for now, so I can erase this. And for some reason I'm feeling deja vu with this, as if I've drawn it before, but I can't remember. So I just group that, and I'm going to be grouping this as well. And this, you don't have to do this, it's just me, like I just like doing this. All right, so I'm going to copy this, and I like to copy my puzzle pieces because just in case I make a mistake, and it's the same thing for when I moving them as well, or if other different factors. So let's paste these where I think it should go based on how it looks. No, things look a bit off. Maybe it snapped to the wrong point, so let's move it over from there to here. All right, so as you can see, things lined up perfectly. All right, so what is missing from this here? It is missing the whole the shaft, the pin, whatever this is, this pin here. From this view, it's just going to look like a circle. So we're going to draw that. It's going to look like this here. All right, this here. So we're going to draw that, and we're going to be drawing this as well. It's going to look like a circle from our end as well. So we're just going to draw those circles based on the dimensions given. So let's go. Circle command, radius is going to be a 25 for the half of 50, which you can see here. And then the smaller portion that we're going to be seeing, that is going to be 27 and 30, half of those. So 15, and I'll figure the other one out afterwards. So 0, circle that is, O, enter. Let's find the center, and then enter 15 for the radius. Circle, click, and 15. All right, and then the one that is got we're also going to add the, what you call that, the little key thing there. Dimensions for the key is, I'm going to simply zoom in, draw a little line here for reference purpose. The key, the width of it is 2.5. Let me ensure now the arrows are at the right. 2.5 in width, and it goes in. All right, so 27. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line across the bottom here, and then offset it up 27. Does that make sense? 27. It's going to be from the middle circle. Yeah. All right, so offset 27. All goes well, it goes where it's supposed to be. Up. All right, and then that center line, I'm going to offset it on either side by the half of 2.5. I don't even know how to calculate the half of 2.5. The half of 2.5 is going to be 1.4 something. One point. All right, my brain is lagging. Half of 2.5 would be 1.25. 1.25. So let's enter that. Offset or enter 1.25. Hopefully that works and it didn't round off anything. So 1.5, 1.25 there. All right, let's fillet the corners. So this goes to here, and this goes to here, and then no further use for this center piece here and this one here, and we can trim out. You should be able to see it. I know things are a bit blurry here, but it's going to be just like that. All right, so let's add it to the relevant layer. What is going to be on the relevant layer? You see, and I'm trying to make sense of all of this. Is this thing here hollow? It's not showing because we would have seen some in detail line. or some solid line there. All right, so that's how it is. So from this view or this end view, everything is going to be in detail, except for the outer circle. Now we need to draw the bushing. I put it on the wrong layer a while ago. In detail. Yeah. And this is the object. Oh, we're at 30 minutes. All right, cool. So once that is done, we now need to draw the bushing. Now the bushing is going to look like circles from our end, or on this view here. So we're going to be adding them. All right, so the bushing, the dimensions are circle command, click, first circle 25 in radius. Why? Because the diameter is 50. Things are going to start lining up with this number here. We add into 50 somewhere, because we don't want to double draw a line. 50, and let's look at the inner circle. 40. Alright, so we're just going to draw them, and then if it's not needed, I'll just remove them. Alright, because we would already have something there. So we're going 20, enter. We're going circle again for another 30, that's 15, and then we're going for another circle, which is going to be 25. All right, so on this view here, what will be in the middle one here, because it is underneath. So when you're looking at it from the top, you're not going to be seeing this corner here. So we'll represent it using in detail line. As you can see faintly here on the drawing, it's probably showed everything all nice and well there. So let's paste that on the in detail line, and since the bushing is hollow, we'll leave that part there solid, or on the object line. So let's start moving things around. The only thing that's remaining for us to draw is actually the nut that is going to go inside here. All right, so we're going to draw that one afterwards. So let's place these smack in the center. So we're just moving them and placing them. Yeah, let's just copy, because just in case we make a mistake. Smack in the center. Oh, so you see what's happening here? Boom, it is right over this, so it's covering it. This is the which one did we just copy? The bushing. So it means that, let me click on that and this, and ungroup, and this is going to be in detail. No, that's not the one. It's this, in detail. Alright, let me click on this, ungroup it as well. In detail. So some of these lines are no longer going to be needed, so they can be removed. I don't know if we're going to be able to see the in detail lines for some of this here, but nonetheless we're going to be placing them on the layer nonetheless. All right, and some cleaning up needs to go on inside there as well. So for the shaft pin thing, let's grab onto it and let's move it over and see how things fall into place. All right, because it's going to be over here, so let's see. Right here. Okay. All right, so everything is lining up there for the shaft, so it's now over that. Remove that. Alright, so that should be it right there. Alright, cool. Now everything that is going to be blocked, in detail, what is going to be visible, solid line, as you can see here. Now I believe the shaft, so as you can see here, the shaft, which is the green line, is now here, and it's going to be on top, so it means that this in detail line here should go, let me double check, yeah. Alright, that's in detail. We need to adjust the scale for the in detail, so this show as a hidden feature. All right, so that is done. The only thing that's remaining for us to draw now is the, whatchamacallit, those bolt thing there, these right here. All right, so we're going to be drawing them now. So we're going to be drawing those. What are they going to look like? Now it says that I'm going to be drawing a vertical line like this. All right, the width of it is an M10 bolt, so it means I'm offsetting 5 on either side of that center line that I've just drawn. 5 on either side. All right, they say from the bottom up is 38, so I'm going to just draw a line across here and then offset it up 38. Enter 38, like this. All right, now for the rules of drawing bolt head, let me explain this to you. Bolt head, that is basically from here to here, if you can see my cursor. The dimension for that is always going to be equal to the diameter, at least from a book that I've read somewhere. It says that it is the diameter of the whatever. All right, so it means that if it's an M10, unfortunately I have to offset up 10. Offset 10. All right, so I offset it up 10. Now you might be wondering, how much is the distance from here to the edge of the bolt? Now that there, my friend, is the same as the width of it here. All right, now you see that there, that is always equal to half of the diameter plus 2, if that makes sense. So half of the diameter is how do I do this? Half of the diameter in this case would be 5, so it will be 5 times 2. All right, now no, 1.5 times 2, sorry, my apologies. So the from here to here, I'm trying to remember, from here to here is 1.5 times the diameter plus 2. All right, so let's do that. So 1.5 times the diameter is going to be, so if the diameter is 10, it means that it's going to be 15. So 15, 1.5 plus 2, so 17. All right, so from across here to here is 17. So let's add that to our drawing. So what I'm going to do, what is the half of 17? The half of 17 is 8.5. So I'm going to offset that center line there by 8.5. So O, enter 8.5, enter, click in here, over, click in here, over. I'm just going to use the extend tool and just extend these lines over to the object, and then I'll use my trim tool and trim away here, 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 here. I'm going to click on this line here, activate my trim command again, and then get rid of this and this, and that is the bolt. Now for the threaded portion, they said that the threading portion is 18 millimeters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to offset up 18 millimeters. So from here upwards is 18 millimeters. All right, that's it right there. All right, now you might be wondering, so this is a learning lesson as well, what should be the width for the thread on the nut, that is. All right, now there is a formula for this. Now the formula is the pitch divided by 2. All right, at least I think that's how it goes. The pitch divided by 2. Now in most cases you're not going to see it on the sheet. All right, and when it's printed, you're barely going to be able to see it. So what I tend to do is normally just offset 1 millimeters or so, or 1.5, whatever it may be, inwards on bolts, and 1 millimeter outwards on nuts. So I go O, enter 1, and then I'll offset it inwards like this. All right, well, that's what I do. All right, Now these are, I believe, is 1. So let's clean up our drawing a bit. So let's go here and clean up our drawing. So getting rid of top portion of the line. Alright, if you want as well, you could offset up probably another 1 or 2, and then I don't know, I tend to normally want to touch these here. Alright, and usual treatment, whatever you want to do, whether you want to trim or whatever, it doesn't really matter. Alright, now this here is just me roughing things, alright, because it was not specified on the thing. Alright, and when it is printed, you will not be able to see some of these things. Alright, so this is our bolt. Now for the head of the bolt, here is how you're going to be doing the head of the bolt. Alright, in terms of like drawing the head of the bolt. Now you see these little curvature part here, and this, you are able to see my cursor. These are the curvature part here. It is, I think they always says like the diameter. So I'm going to be selecting polygon, 6 sides, 1 2 3 4 5 6 sides, selecting the center, inscribe, like that. Then I'll move this up. I think that's how it looks on this here. So I'll move it up like that. Then I can now project some lines down from it to get my bolt. For example, from here down, and then from here down, trim away what I do not need. Alright, left me with that. Now it's time to draw the curvature portion. I'm now going to be drawing a circle inside of my little rectangle, well, my, what do you call this, my hexagon here. Trying to find the center. Let me click on this, erase that for now. Circle, let's try to find the center of this here. Maybe it's not selected. I know what I'm going to do. Go here and snap menu. Let's try geometrical center. Should work. Alright, geometric. Alright, yeah, this is good. I'm going to draw my circle now, so that the circle touch it like that. Alright, now what I'm going to be doing here is that I'm going to draw a line at this, should I say, quadrant here, down like this, and I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. Like that. Next, draw a line at 30 degrees. How am I going to do this? Select this, select the one that says 30, line, click, yeah, that should be 30, then click. The length is not important, and I'm going to repeat this. I could mirror this to the other side of this. So let's go mirror. I'm going to have to adjust it afterwards though. No, and let's move this. Now wherever that center falls, that is going to be the center of our little curve. I'm now going to draw a circle from there. So from here, circle, from here, I'm going to open it until it touches the top here. Alright, now wherever it touches here, I'm going to draw a little 45-degree line from this line that we had drawn previously to that point there. Let me just erase all of this here now. and then that will be that portion there, done and dusted. For this, I can simply mirror it to the other side. Yeah, I'm switching out the video because of this. Alright, so I'm going to mirror it to the other side. Oh, it's not going to fall where it's supposed to be, you know. Anyways, I'll have to move it. So I'm going to move it, ensuring that it touches here perpendicularly where it's supposed to be. Yeah, everything lines up. Get rid of that, and let's trim away here. All right, how is that so far? Starting off things pretty good. Next, I'm going to, all right, so oh, I forgot my circle. Let me undo what I just did. Let me keep my circles. Let me trim away, sorry about that. I'm going to select this line and this line here and trim here and here. All right, better. And then trim, yeah, here. Oops, TR, here. Now I can mirror this to the other side. That's not the center. Oh, I can use this. All right, oops. Let me try that one more time. Center right here. All right, much better. So now I can trim this corner here. All right, not so bad. Now we can draw the center point or the center curve. I'm going to use the arc. I should use the arc. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, I'm just going to use the arc tool, the 3-point arc tool, 3-point. Yeah, this one here. I'm going to be clicking, so first start point, then I think we go to the center there, then here. All right, so that should do that, and that is our hexagonal nut head. So let's clean up our drawing. Those are no longer with us. Oh, I accidentally added that there. I'm going to be cleaning up inside of here, getting rid of this. Let me double tap, trim out here and trim out here. All right, once that is done, our nut is finished, and we're going to be placing it where it should be. So let's grab onto this and make a copy, and let's place it. Turn off ortho here. Now before we place it, I am going to be turning all this bottom section here into hidden detail, and all the top portion is going to be object. All right, now I'm going to be placing it, so I'm going to be copying. Now please also ensuring that things are where it should be, like that. All right, so that's where it should be, and it's the same here as well. Things are where it should be. Now for some portion of this, remember that this portion should have been 18 originally. Remember we had done it at 20, and I had pointed it out that it should be 18 because I saw it afterwards. All right, as you can see, this would be the front view completed. Only thing that is missing are the center lines that should be on the drawing. For example, here, let me turn on ortho, or my center lines, and I'm just quickly adding this one here because we're approaching our 1 hour marker, even though we have been talking on yapping away, or I have been yapping away. Alright, so I'm just placing these where they should be. Alright, there's also going to be center line inside of here. These need to be extended as well for these portion, like this. Likewise on the side here, you're going to have it stretched a bit. You're not going to see most of it, but we should be able to see that cross here for the center line portion. Alright, something like that. Let me move this to, yeah, so you can see the cross here for the center portion. For the nut, you're still going to have the center line as well, like that. Let's place it on the relevant layer, center line. Let's copy it to the other location, grab it there and place it right there. Alright, where else do we have circular portion? So this is our front elevation finish, or front, I think, or yeah, front elevation, front view. So let's add some labelings for this one here. Come on, change my text height to 5, and I'm going to type front view. Let me ensure that this, yeah, front view, and let's place it on our annotation layer. Only thing that's missing is our dimensioning. So let's start completing our other view, which is the end view. That is, for the end view, what is it going to look like? I'm going to be projecting some lines to my right, like this. Alright, so that would be the top for it. This will be the bottom for it. Alright, I'm gonna draw a line down, as you would recall. This is my title, copying over, section. I'm just going to write T A through, I think they said Z. Alright, let me just stretch this over a bit. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's start that one off. So the different portions, so we have here as well, we have here the joint portion, yeah. Alright, so you recall us leaving all of this because we didn't know the dimension for this here. We didn't know. Alright, so what are we going to be using to determine this? Should we be utilizing what we know? For example, we know that the pin fits inside of there, and the pin is, what is the pin? The pin is 160. We can say that it's safe for us to say that the height of it is probably 150, meaning from here, I could be wrong, but the measurement is not there based on what we're seeing from the snippet of the past paper that I got. From here to here, we're going to be utilizing that measurement there, the 160. So let's offset 160. So O, enter 160, 60, enter. So that goes there. All right, and then now I'm just going to add a little reference line somewhere along here, so I know how much I should do the diagonal line, because it's going to stop somewhere along here. Now we know that the space between here and here, sorry about zooming in and out, is 16. So I'm going to just offset a little line, that's 16 there. So we'll have a little reference marker for me to do something like this, from here to here. Alright, so just like that. Alright, and then now for the rest of it, it's going to look just like how it is here. Alright, I'm going to also draw the whole portion, should I say it, whole portion. So let me just add things to the relevant layer so things can start taking shape and you can see what is going on. Alright, Let me grab onto these as well. Let me clean off the edges. Let me double check. So I'm going to do some filleting. You could also trim, the option is yours. That to that, that to that, that to that. And the reason why I have this line here, even though you wouldn't see it in the section, is because I want to hatch here, and I'm not going to hatch this side here because this is a web, and we normally do not hatch web. And if we're not going to hatch web, but we're going to hatch this section here, it means that I need to have a little separator there. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Alright. It feels as if I've drawn this before, but it also feels like it's the first time I've drawn it. I can't remember drawing it. I can't remember, but I'm feeling deja vu with this thing here. Alright. Alright, so we have the general shape, yeah, we do. Alright, cool. Still have our little center line there. Alright, the joint portion, which is right in the center here, we need to have that. Let's cut that. Trim away the sides. By the looks of things, we might be finished in 1 hour and 15 minutes or 20 minutes, which is a good look for us, that is. Alright, so we have all of that there. So what is missing? So when you're looking at it from the side, you're going to be seeing all of this here in this open portion here. So we need to capture that on this here. However, it's no longer going to be in detail. It's going to be solid lines. Alright, so it's going to be solid line. So let's capture those for the hole in the middle. So line going all the way across like this. Alright, and let's trim. It goes all the way through. I should have drawn the other one as well, but let me just mirror it to the other side. Yeah, better. Alright, so once that is done, so we have this portion that is bulging as well to draw, you know, but we're focusing on the whole section here first. Alright, so we want to see the bushing and all that stuff, even though we're not going to hatch the bushing, but we are going to be hatching the pin and such. Now the pin is going to be, or the portion of the pin that we're going to be seeing is this little lip portion here, this 10 by 50. So let me just draw that rectangle, the 10 by 50, and place it along the edge here, 10 by 50. So REC, enter, click, width 50, and then no, it's 10, tab key, then 50, and then we're left with that. We grab onto that, and we're going to be moving it to where? Somewhere along here. Is it where it's supposed to be? Let me double check. Okay, yeah, it is. Alright, so that's the pin. Let me put it on the relevant layer. Alright, what is remaining? We need to draw this little bulge portion here. What will that bulge portion look like? Now, the bulge portion runs the entire length of it, as you can see, from all the way up here all the way to down here. So we're going to be doing that. Alright, so we're going to be drawing a line from the top here all the way across to here, and we can just simply extend these lines to touch it. Alright, this one here, there isn't a line there. Let me just draw it then. And we can trim or fillet the corners. Alright, to make things a bit better. Alright, so on this here, let me just ensure that all is well. All is well. Yeah. What are we going to be seeing when we cut it? Because remember, our cutting plane, let me see if I can have it here. Let me pull this up a bit. Pull this down a bit. our cutting plane is along here. So let me just add a little arrow to show. Polygon, 3-sided polygon is what we're working with. Let me see where the cutting plane, oh, it's pointing to my right. Alright, so that is it right there. Let's add a little letter. Let me just change the letter. Come on. Alright. Z. Yeah. So this is our little Z. Just for clarity purpose, let me just hatch inside of here with a solid hatch. Alright, yeah, like that. And I'm putting everything on the annotation there. Alright, so we're looking in this direction. So we're looking at the object like this. Alright, so we're not going to be able to see the bolt because why? This is, all of this here is blocking it. Alright, the purpose of the sectional view is to see the internal parts. So we're not concerned about what is in the background. As you can see here, in the background you're seeing the in detail line because why? You're looking from the outside, but you want to show that hidden portion there as well. That little old portion. The whole portion. Alright, the whole portion. Alright, but in this case, since we cut beyond it, it is behind us. We can see it. Alright, and we're not concerned about what is behind us in the sectional view. It's just about what is in the immediate view. Alright, so what is in the immediate view? We're seeing this web here. Let me just copy this here. Going down like this. Alright, so what is in the immediate view? We're seeing the web, yes, but remember, we do not hatch webs. We do not hatch webs. We do not hatch web. Alright, so we're going to be leaving that alone. Now something to also note is, based on where we're cutting it, there's going to be an additional line somewhere here, I believe. Somewhere here, so I think we need to adjust where this is. That's where it should be, because it's on the circular portion. Let's trim that away, and we can fill it here and here. Yeah, alright, cool. But will we be able to see none of that? We'll clarify that afterwards. So this is the web, not hatching that. This is the what you call it, the little base plate. I think base plate fall into the same category as web as well. So what are we going to be hatching here? We need to add the bushing. We do not hatch bushing as well, you know. So we're going to be drawing the bushing based on the shape that we have here. We're not going to be able to see none of that, so we need to have the bushing. The bushing is going to look like this one here. It's going to look like this. It's going to be somewhere along here at the top, inside of here. Alright, so let's add that. So let's draw that. So we're going to have a line, and we're on good timing, 1 hour and 6 minutes, and we're almost finished. So center line, I'm offsetting on either side 15. You could use other methods as well, because you could draw some rectangles. And then I'm going to offset again 25. Alright, and then I'm going to offset 20. Offsetting down 20, up 20. Now things are a bit confusing, but we're going to clear up all of that. So from the outermost line, one straight line. That is representing this here. Let me go a bit closer with the drawing here. Alright, cool. a bit closer, yeah. So let me add this to object. All right, now the lip, remember the little lip, this little lip here. Now we're not seeing, I'm not seeing the measurement for the little lip. How far does it go in? Oh, forgot it's 20. But how thick is this? That little lip looks like 5. I think it's 5 because that portion of the drawing is gone. But I think it's 5. So what am I going to do? I'm going to offset 5 in. If you have the original paper, then you use the right measurement. But it looks like, I'm almost positive it's actually 5 for the bushing. Alright, now I can draw that portion or clean up the corners. Whether you're going to be trimming, filleting, the option is up to you. So we have that portion there, that portion there. Then what happened? We fillet here and here, and then yeah, add a blunder there, but I have to draw it back, and I'll just trim this portion out. All right, now the length of it, I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can find out the length of the bushing. Is it visible anywhere else? Not seeing it. It looks like I'm making up one. Please use the correct measurement that is on the drawing if you have the 2019 paper. I don't have a clear image of it for the bushing or the bush. And there's 2 of these as well, you know. One is going to be on this side and the other is going to be on the other side. All right. So I'm going to be making it based on what this looks like. So that's 20, 50, 30. Yeah, I'm just going to offset 40. However, you'll have the correct measurement on yours. I don't have the correct, well, I don't have a complete part sheet here with all the measurement intact because I could not find this past paper question here. All right, I found this paper on Scribe. The scanning of it was not so 100, so something is better than nothing. All right, so there you go. This is what it will look like. We have our center line there, so we're going to remove that for now. All of this is going to be solid lines, so a part of our object layer. All right, and we need 2 copies of this. All right, 2 copies. So I'm going to copy it, CP, enter, grab onto it, and I'm going to be placing right here, and I'm going to be mirroring it to the other side. Well, not to the other side, but making 2 copies of it like that. Let me just group them as well, just in case I need to move them. I can move everything all at once. All right, so grab onto this. I hope I can find the center. Let me try to snap it here first. See how everything lines up, and then I'll move it forward. So I'll move it forward now, like this, like this. All right, and the other one is going to be moved here, I believe, and then I'll move it again using here as my base point and move it inwards. Then I'll have to move this out like this, and that should sort that out for the bushing. Now for that, for the bushing portion, there should be a line here because there is going to be a little gap inside of there. So I had missed one, so it is there, it is there. All right, so let's clear up all of this chaos here. Let's clear up all of this chaos. So let's me first put everything in object layer, and we're going to decipher what is going on here. Now the portions that I'm going to be hatching are going to be let me just go to the hatch pattern here. Hatch, let me find the pattern that says steel. At least that's the one that I'm using. Steel, scrolling down for steel. Here it is. I'm going to be hatching here. Alright. I am going to be hatching. It's going to be, let me just get out of that there first, and let me just grab a bit of line. So I'm cutting through all of this here, this portion. Alright. So if I draw a line across, this is where it starts, and the second one is here. I have to make sure that all is well. Going to come all the way to here. Alright, so it should line up with that, yeah, that portion there. So you see this line that we have here, we're going to be removing this line that we originally had, and we're going to be hatching here. Remember what we said about webs, so we're going to leave that alone. Now for our this here, we're leaving that. Bushing, we do not hatch bushing. Alright, this center line here in the middle, we're not going to be able to see it because the shaft is going to be blocking it. Likewise, the bushing as well. Now if it is in front of the bushing, that's the shaft here, or the pin, it's going to be blocking this portion of the line here. Alright, but we would see this portion here up here, if that makes sense. Because this, which is the shaft, or the pin is in front of the bushing at this location here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be erasing here and this part of the bushing as well. Likewise here as well, if that makes sense. And here as well. Alright, makes sense? So all of this here is one hollow section. Alright, one completely hollow section. Now I am not sure, and I'm going to be checking on this, the 160 there. Alright, so that is what that would look like. Now I'm not sure what to call this base plate here, and I don't remember if base plate is a part of the things that we do not hatch, but we know that we do not hatch bushings, we do not hatch any form of shaft. So it means that this pin here is, we should not be hatching it as well. The bushing, the web, we're not going to be hatching it, but I'm not sure about the base plate portion on this here. Alright, I'm going to be hatching it here, but I could be wrong. Somebody out there, if there's a teacher watching this, clarify base plate. Base plate, I have a list of about 12 stuff. Alright, and this is not a part of it. So if it is a part of it, I need to add it to our list of things that we do not hatch. But for here, I'm going to hatch the base plate portion. So our base plate. Alright, so we have our base plate, we have the cylindrical portion that is here that we are hatching. Alright, so we have all of that there. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, cool. So this is our section view, whatever. So now we need to add our title. So we're copying this here, putting it down a bit. We're going to increase the size of it and make it about twice the size. Enter 2 to scale it up. And then we're going to enter the title. So what did they say we should call it? They say we should call it bearing housing assembly. So let's do that. Bearing housing assembly. Alright, so let's go. Bearing housing assembly. Alright, let's open this out a bit. This one. Alright, then just below, let me open it out a even bit more. I wonder what text did I select, because things aren't looking well here. Let me get this out then. And delete that one, and let's go to annotation, multi-line, click, open my cursor like this. I'm going to make it 10 for the, alright, and then I'm going to enter that bearing housing assembly, and then I'm going to put underneath, let me erase that, 5 for the scale, here, scale is 1 to 1, shrink that down. Let's see how it looks and make adjustment accordingly. Alright. So this is going to be not 10 but 5. Where is it going to be? It's going to be to my right. This as well to my right, make things a lot easier. And then we leave it like that. Put it on the relevant layer, which is the annotation. Alright, so bearing housing assembly. I believe we need to do the dimensions. The dimensions that they want 6 main dimension, including length, diameter, radius, metric screw thread. Alright, so let's go. So for this metric screw thread, whatever, we're using our leader line here. Clicking on this. Let me turn off this. Alright, here we go, like this. And we're going to write whatever the bolt says. So it says M10. I'm just going to put bolt there. Alright, because we do not know the pitch of the bolt. Alright, yeah, that's good. This should be on our annotation there. Now let's capture some dimensioning. So let's go to our dimension layer and let's add some dimension. Alright, so let's go. We're going to be capturing the width of this here. So basically dimensions that were on our part sheet. Alright, let me move this down a bit. Let me move my title down a bit. Alright, like that. Alright, and other dimension that we see, let me just move to my annotation tab. So from here to here, that how it went. Oh, it's from the top. So we need to capture those. So let's go here to here. Let's come out a bit. Let's continue. So we're at here now. Then here. Then here. Alright. Now I'm going to do an overall dimension. So from the top here all the way down like this. Let's capture some radius and diameter. So we're going radius, clicking on this. Here we go. Let's add a diameter as well. We can add the diameter for this here. You know, we don't want to have the dimensions on the inside, so we put them on the outside. We can what else can we put dimensions for? Let's put the dimensions for some other parts as well, such as maybe we could do this here, taking into account those things there, but we do not want to overcrowd our drawing with a bunch of dimensions. Alright, let's put one more linear. I think we have enough dimensions now, but let's add one more and then we'll close things off with this video here. Alright, so for the center of this here, like that. Alright, let's me move this down a bit more. Alright, so we're at 1 hour 21 minutes. Alright, so we have more than enough time to perfect the drawing, because remember they said 2 hours. Alright, and I was able to complete it within 1 hour 22 minutes, and it involved a bunch of talking and a bunch of other stuff. Alright, explanation and all that stuff. So if I can do it, I'm sure that you can do it as well. I think everything is done here. If I made an error, my apologies. If I overlooked anything, but from this standpoint it is almost almost perfect. So with the extra time that you would have in the exam, you can just go through, fine-tune things, neat up things, add whatever label you want to add, things like that. All right, so yeah, that would be it. Again, let me remove this portion here. All right, because this would be a part of the little pin. All right, the pin. Let me just, yeah, we'll get rid of that. All right, so let's leave that there. Dimensions are in. We have overall measurement, we have diameter, we have radius, we have metric screw thread, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. More than enough. All right, so only thing you'll do from here is simply lay out your drawing. Here I have mine already set up. So all I'll do is double tap, find my drawing, zoom in a bit, zoom in until I see my drawing, and then I set my scale. When I set my scale, I set my scale to 1 to 1. Let's see how that looks though. If not, you know, you'll have to modify the scale. So if I say 1 to 1, look at that, it's way too big. Well, my title block is way too big. So if I go 1 to 2, it will be a lot more visible, as you can see here. So it means that, let me double tap here, zoom in a bit, it's in the center, go to my model space. I believe this is a part of it now. Let me move it, and we could change the scale here to 1 to 2. All right. Oh, before we go, I forgot the orthographic symbol. So the orthographic symbol that we're using is, so let's redraw this one here. So circle, there are dimensions for these. I'm just drawing mine randomly now, but there are specifications for these as well. All right, let me just copy this to here, and let's draw a line across here, and let's copy this here, and let's put it here, and let's draw a line across as well. So I'm starting from here to the top here, well, not there, let me zoom in to the quadrant, then to the quadrant, then probably here, yeah. All right, now this is not exactly to measurement. Why? Because the cone should be, let me just quickly do it, CP, the cone should be, let me grab this, and will the stretch command work? Will it work? Let me try. Stretch, grab here, yep, and then snap it there. Oh, if I had joined it, then it would work. All right, so this would be our symbol that we use. The only thing that's missing is our center line. Center line, let me turn on Arthur there. Alrighty then. All right, and again, object clear, object clear, object clear, and these are center layer, center, are excellent. And let's copy it to where we want it to be. We're going to find a little nice cozy little spot to put it on our drawing. So for example, we can put it somewhere up here. All right, here we go. And that is it. Let's see what it will look like. That's what it looks like. Let's do a quick little print preview to see what it will look like. Control P. Please remember to put the colon between the 1 and the 2. All right, let's preview. That's what it will look like. Please adjust the line type scale so that the in details are more clearer. All right, like this. All right, so please remember to put the colon, is it colon or semicolon, right between these numbers here. All right, the 1 and the 2. All right, so hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one, where we're going to be taking on the sketch and design portion of this 2019 paper here. Hope this video was helpful. Please share it with a friend if you know they might find this interesting and educational. And again, if there's any other questions, queries, or concern, anything you'd like me to tackle, anything you'd like me to further explain, anything that I made of looked over, leave them in the comment section down below. See you in the next one.